All right. Make sure they're straight.
There once was a ship that put to sea. The name of the ship was the Billy O.T. The winds blew up her boat, it down, oh below my bully boys blow. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go.
Why do you know that? Hi there. Happy Monday. Welcome once again to Two Brothers, Five Things. We're two brothers here to list 5 things and our top 5 of the thing that we're talking about today. My name is Roman, and
That's the top 5 things.
I'm joined today by my trusty brother, Cameron.
Hey. Oh, you wanted me to say the name?
I was hoping you would say your name.
And I'm Cameron.
And today we're taking we're making a list just like we do every show, and we want you to also comment with your list on if you're watching this on YouTube or maybe you're listening Apple Podcasts. Leave a review.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. Probably help us out a lot.
Unless it's a mean review, then don't do that.
Yeah, don't be mean. Don't be such a meanie.
Don't be mean.
Keep your words to yourself if you're a meanie buns.
I've decided that for the rest of the show, I'm going to do like that NPR kind of really, really dull voice as I'm talking about the list of 5 things.
I think that would be...
You're okay with that?
I am 100% not okay. I think that would be a swing and a miss. Because this is a fun show, Cameron.
You're the boss.
Am I?
I don't know.
Maybe I am.
We did just decide to do this 2 days ago.
We did. It really escalated quickly. Yeah. I texted you 2 days ago and said, hey, you want to record a podcast? At that point, we didn't even know what the show was going to be about.
Yeah. We literally decided what to call it right before the first podcast.
If you go back and listen to the first podcast, the opening segment.
That was us actually talking about what to call it.
Yeah. And if you're watching this, maybe you're watching this 10 years down the road and we're 100 millionaires because of the podcast.
Yeah.
Isn't that nostalgic?
You get to be a part of it. Yeah. And you made this all possible. Yeah.
If you want to Venmo us some money right now, we're going to put our Venmo on the screen.
It's right here.
No, we're not going to do that.
I don't know what Venmo is. Sounds like a tiny robot. Butler.
Do you really not know what Venmo is?
I assume it's a Cash App type thing.
Yes.
Is it just Cash App?
It's Venmo is not the same company and thing as Cash App because they're 2 different names.
This episode is not brought to you by Venmo or Cash App.
No, it's not. But maybe we'll start putting a Venmo up. If someone wants to send us money, I'm not going to stop them.
Yeah, you told them not to just a couple seconds ago, and I was sitting here like, I mean, if you want.
Maybe we'll just experiment. Maybe we won't put a Venmo on the screen.
I'm not gonna make you not send me money. That seems
Here's
mean.
the thing. If you feel like this is entertaining to you and brings some sort of monetary value to your heart and mind, send us some money.
It's not going to bring them monetary value.
If it brings them value that they feel like is worth
monetary
exchange.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, well,
I don't know.
We're not just
going to pay for all kinds of crazy
crap.
We're
not just going to shamelessly ask for money. Especially not every episode.
Not yet, anyway.
Apparently we are this time.
I have not a problem shamelessly asking for money like down the road when we have expenses.
Yeah.
If we get like a studio.
As of right now, clearly we have no studio and 0 expenses.
Yeah, you might hear some lawnmower and or weed eater happening.
And or fireworks. It's almost the 4th of July and people are...
Cameron, that's a classic podcasting mistake. Don't say the date when you're recording because it's going to be past already and people will be like, that already happened.
Hold on. I got the perfect fix for this. At the time of recording, it's almost the 4th of July, and so people are shooting off fireworks.
There you go.
If we didn't say anything about it, people would be like, are they being shot at? What's going on here? Is that a cannon outside their house?
No, there's nobody shooting at us.
So regardless of when you're listening to this, at the time of recording, it's almost the 4th of July. So if there are sounds, sorry.
Yeah. Okay, so what's our list today? Our 5 things.
Yeah, today's 5 things are the 5 best movie prequels or sequels.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Which you already knew that if you clicked on the the video or the podcast.
Maybe it just randomly popped up on their phone.
It could have autoplayed.
Yeah.
That can happen.
Maybe
technology.
That
who knows how it works?
Man, it is interesting. It is an interesting thing.
We're going sequels or prequels, and I think as I was thinking through these, I could not come up with any prequels. I don't have any prequels.
I don't have any prequels.
So then it's just sequels.
So essentially, what we're saying right now is there has not been a well done prequel.
I don't know if that. I mean, this is all through the lens of our opinions and experiences. We're never going to Google.
In our opinion, there has not been a well done prequel.
I guess not. Not worth
not
the top
good
5
enough
slot.
being on a top 5 slot. And for me, anyway, I firmly believe that. I couldn't even think of one that I was like, this would be good.
I mean, the only one that popped in my mind was Hobbit.
Not even Star Wars.
Oh yeah, Star Wars.
Yeah,
I guess.
but those were bad. Case in point, I did not like.
I guess I'm
not a big fan of the prequels.
I'm just not a big Star Wars guy in general.
You'll find that out because I as well am not.
You didn't make your list?
I don't think so. All
right, well.
I literally haven't gone through the cards yet.
Okay.
I wrote them down and I forgot already, so I know what this first one is.
Perfect.
So the first one for me, which is the 5th one. So
go
number
first.
5, I'll go first. Number 5, my movie was The Dark Knight, which is something I loved it. I'm surprised it didn't make it higher on my list, but I got a lot of good stuff here. But man, Heath Ledger's Joker performance in
R.I.P.
The Dark Knight, yes, R.I.P. It was one of the. Again, stop doing the Hunger Games thing for R.I.P. Somebody's dead, Roman.
We're starting to come up with lots of great recurring gags for this show.
You be the judge of that. Anyway, but his Joker performance was just so good.
Yeah.
It was so well done that I had to put it on the list.
Yeah,
I loved it. The magic trick scene where he's like, "You want to see a magic trick?" And he slams that guy's head into a pencil.
Magic trick?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a really great scene. His performance was great. He won an Oscar after he passed.
Yeah.
Debatable if that was like because he died or. I mean, he was actually really good in it.
He did method act it for sure.
The method acting can get to you.
That can get to you, especially if you're playing an insane person.
Yeah,
so,
you got to be careful with that.
But that being said, I mean, I hear who was it that played the Joker? Was it the original
Jack Nicholson?
Jack Nicholson.
Yeah.
I hear Jack Nicholson actually reached out to him as he was playing the
said, "Be
Joker and
careful."
told him, "Yes, be careful because it can really mess with you." And Jack Nicholson's wasn't even that bad of a Joker.
Yeah, he was pretty mild.
He's pretty mild compared to this new Dark Knight Joker. But
maybe I'll play the Joker one day.
Roman, in the words of Jack Nicholson, you be careful now.
That's a good. That is a great movie. Number 5 for me was Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Okay.
Oh wow!
Let me be clear. This is not necessarily that I think this is the best movie.
Clearly not. It's number 5.
This holds a special place in my heart sentimentally. I bet a lot of people haven't even seen Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
Yeah.
If you've seen Mortal Kombat, you've probably seen the first one.
Yeah, man.
The sequel, I had it on VHS, I think, growing up.
Did they turn into dragons at one point?
They do.
Yeah.
They turn into dragons.
But it's like terrible animation.
It's really, really bad.
Wow.
The Jax with the arms.
Yeah, Metal Arms
Jax. He's in that one. I know they just did a reboot of Mortal Kombat.
Did they?
Yeah.
I never watched that.
Yeah, I thought it looked terrible. Based off the preview, I just thought it looked really, really bad. And a lot of people were really excited about it. No,
there's something about a good like '90s movie that you know is going to have bad animation, but it's worth it.
I'll
sit around for it.
'90s Mortal Kombat.
That's a good one. Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
Yeah, what's
That's
your number?
interesting that was your number 5 on your top 5 list.
Top 5 list.
But
for sentimental reasons.
We did watch that a lot growing up.
We
so
did.
I
watched a lot. From martial arts background,
exactly.
I did that. So
yeah, we did that.
Our
whole family did that.
We're
basically just Mortal Kombat.
We basically are. I mean, if there was ever a tournament, a worldwide tournament to fight to the death,
it like this?
I'd probably sign up.
I don't think
I'd get on a plane right now, fly to North Korea or wherever it is.
I don't know why it would be there.
I don't think you can actually get into North Korea.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Geopolitics are not my strong suit.
In Mortal Kombat, they were going to like weird offshore islands that just didn't exist.
Yeah.
And so that would be what it is. But yeah, that's a good one.
Sign me up.
Mortal Kombat. It's good stuff. That's good stuff. My number 4 is a little movie called Ace Ventura: When Nature Calls.
Why did that not make my list?
Because it's so amazing that you forgot about it, because it seems like a standalone movie. If you hadn't seen the first one, or if you had seen the first one but then went and saw the second one, it overshadows it.
Well,
when Nature Calls is just such a good movie.
I don't know if, culturally.
It's not appropriate.
No, I'm saying culturally, I think most people would say that the first one is better. It's a better movie.
Really?
I think so. We just watched the second one because
I think
we watched it
culturally
growing
they
up.
would say the first one is like not appropriate anymore and you can't watch that. I think it got canceled, but that's beside the point.
I also, we just watched it a lot growing up.
Yeah.
The second one.
We watched a lot of weird movies growing up.
I don't know, it was like we were at our cousin's house.
Yeah, but Ace Ventura, When Nature Calls, it just has so many funny scenes, and Jim Carrey is just amazing.
So to Jim Carrey.
Yeah, shout out to Jim Carrey. You're always welcome on our podcast.
Anytime you're going to come
by the
on,
way.
rock a top 5 list, you give us a call.
And you tell us the list. We'll give you full reign.
Nothing weird, though.
Yeah.
He got a little weird over the years.
He didn't get... I mean, he got...
Ebbed and flowed.
He became a painter.
We'll do your top 5 paintings. We'll rank them.
Ooh, that'd be cool. Yeah, well...
We'll have to see pictures because I don't know what they look like.
I mean, they're pretty cool. He's got some really great paintings. He's a good artist. But shout out to Jim Carrey. Very funny actor. His facial expressions are just better than anyone's there is in comedy. So
he's great.
That's my number 4.
I never heard of Jim Carrey.
Wait.
All right, my number 4.
You said his name first.
My number 4. Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. Really, the whole Harry Potter series. I'm a Potterphile. What can I say?
Nobody says Potterphile except for us. Because
is that not a big deal?
They say you're a Potterhead. Potterphile is just so...
I thought that was an accepted term.
No,
that's
a joke that I've said for a long time. But I certainly am, it's not that. But
funny.
We are Potterheads. We love Harry Potter.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, Prisoner of Azkaban is really where it starts to pick up.
We have a family tradition of watching them around Thanksgiving. Well, we did until my son got old enough to kind of realize.
Son?
No. You don't know how. I'm not going to tell you how old he is.
Yeah, once he got old enough.
He's already grown up and out of the house.
Oh, that's
he's
they get it.
Off to college.
They get it. We don't want to share personal information. But once the kids got old enough to be in the room, and I actually think Colton's kids were the first ones to be in the room, and it was just like, we probably shouldn't. Our oldest brother Colton, he's got kids older than ours, but it gets a little dark, especially like our favorite ones, because like the first and second one, they're not so dark.
They're kids, it's light,
kid friendly, it's wonderful. They're like
scored by John Williams.
I think the whole thing was, but
no, it's not.
Was it not?
No. Only the first 2? First, maybe 2.
Oh, crazy.
1 or 2 scored by John Williams. And then they changed directors on the I believe Prisoner of Azkaban.
Boy, did they.
I don't remember the director's name. He's a super famous one.
Yeah.
But he was amazing and super artistic and just a great fun time.
Yeah, we used to we grew up on the books a little bit as the movies were coming out,
which is a little bit of hot button. It's a little hot button. If you live in the Midwest in Oklahoma, buckle the Bible belt.
Most people,
church-going people,
most church-going people I know weren't allowed to watch them or read them. But
they're controversial.
But our mother. Great mother. She handled it wonderfully, but she would read it.
She said, I don't care what you think.
Yeah, but she did make sure we understood that this was a fiction book. Well, she made sure that I understood that it was a fiction book.
I don't know what you, I'm about you. I was in my room practicing spells.
I was all, Avada Kedavra!
Trying to summon...
just trying to get that killing curse off on some people before they got to work. She used to read those. Those are like bedtime stories for us for a while. And it was awesome.
It was great.
And to this day, I still very much love Harry Potter and the books and the movies. The audiobooks, though?
So great. Certified Potterphile over here.
Yep. This guy.
All right.
You can't say certified.
Number 3.
Wait. Was it my turn?
For number 4?
Oh, no. Yeah. It's my turn for number 3. Whoops.
Oh, number 3. Go for it.
Wait. Yeah. It's my turn for number 3.
Okay.
Yeah, that was your number 4. This is my number 3. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, The Secret of the Ooze.
Okay, so...
Go Ninja, go Ninja, go! Go Ninja, go Ninja, go!
Vanilla Ice.
Go!
So there is no doubt in my mind that Secret of the Ooze is not as good as the first one.
This is not, like, better than the first one.
That's what it was.
No, this was great sequels or prequels.
I thought that it was like, this has got to be as good or better than the first one.
Well, if that's the case, then Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3 should be on no list ever, anywhere.
No, definitely not.
It really went downhill.
I think 2 and 3 are both not very good.
But you got Bebop and Rocksteady in this.
Yeah, exactly.
But like a weird, like
it gets pretty campy.
Kind of a dark version of.
I mean, it's all campy, but
yeah. But I mean, it's still good. We wouldn't have the Ninja Rap without it.
The Ninja Rap is great. Go look it up.
It's pretty
Vanilla
incredible.
Ice Ninja Rap. Go Ninja, go Ninja, go.
Yeah, but we just loved we loved Ninja Turtles growing up for obvious reasons. Us being ninjas and turtles ourselves.
Martial arts was ingrained, deep ingrained.
So much so that we weren't allowed to watch Power Rangers when we were growing up because the story I got was that
great.
that they had bad martial arts, and that's what my dad told me. He didn't want me to pick up like bad habits in my martial arts.
Habits of those.
For those Power Rangers.
Power Rangers.
Just doing a lot of this.
Yeah.
And if I did that, I'd have to do push-ups because it was bad form.
We're making our dad sound like a bit of a drill sergeant.
Well, he was an amazing martial arts instructor, but also a very loving father.
Stickler for the form, though.
Yes.
You don't want to get out of line.
Yeah. Well, that makes him sound.
Keep that
Dad.
foot bladed.
Yeah, for real. I mean, it was martial arts was very, very top shelf for him.
High standards in our house.
Yes, weren't allowed. Yeah,
none of that popcorn karate. That's what he called it.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody calls that.
Did he say that?
I don't think he called that.
Kindergarten karate, kindergarten cop, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
If only that had a sequel.
All right, moving on. Number 3. Did you do number 3 already?
Yeah, it's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, The Secret of the Ooze.
Number 3, for me, is Mission Impossible 3.
Oh.
MI3. Directed by J.J. Abrams. This was...
Lens Flare Abrams.
LF Abrams. So, Mission Impossible 1... everybody knows is great.
Yes, it's wonderful.
Mission Impossible 2 really took a dive into the stink hole.
Yeah.
They did this, I think it was directed by maybe John Woo. Correct me if I'm wrong, internet. But they went really like over the top with it. I think it was maybe around the time when The Matrix was kind of coming on. And it was like really crazy film techniques. And like basically Tom Cruise turned into like a superhero that could like do anything. And he could not get hurt and like hang off the side of cliffs and jump across things. I mean,
and by MI6,
pretty awesome, but
he's just Tom Cruise. And Tom Cruise is pretty incredible, but...
I would say the third one is just a really awesome story. Got J.J. Abrams on the director. You got Philip Seymour Hoffman as the bad guy, who's a great bad guy. And it's just pretty... it's a pretty great movie, so you should check it out if you haven't seen it.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. I haven't seen it in a long time. I like the Mission Impossible movies, but
every single one of them I love.
Yeah, I wouldn't have put them on this list. There were so many. So here's the trouble with this list. I would say before we move any further,
franchises.
Yeah, there's so many literally every Avengers movie now is possible.
It's technically a sequel, but you don't think of them as sequels because it's like they're all their own. It's
and so
I had the same thought.
There's so many franchises. You've got Lord of the Rings, you got Star Wars, you got Harry Potter, you've got all of the superhero movies, all of them. There's so many of them. But there's a lot of.
I was really trying to think of like obscure ones. That's where Mortal Kombat made the list.
That's good. That's why Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles made it for me. But again, when I do these lists, for me it's like, how many times have I watched it? Not like currently, but like ever. And I think. I'm surprised that I didn't even think about Mortal Kombat Annihilation because we watched that so many times. But yeah, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. We used to watch that all the time. So that's why
this is my time for my list, Cameron. You stole the limelight and talked about Ninja Turtles again. Trying to talk about Mission Impossible.
My fault. Well, hey, what has better fight scenes than Mission Impossible? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Did I tell you I ran into the Teenage Mutant Ninja? A little bit of a brain toot. I saw them at a hotel. Weirdly enough, it was like an event center, and I was going to a different event, and I was late, so I had to run by the actual Ninja Turtles guys and not say hi.
Wait, how do you know that they're the guys that wear masks?
They were half turtle, Roman. They were turtle from here down.
Wait, when
it was so obvious that they were the Ninja Turtles. They were turtle from the neck down.
Are you sure they weren't like character?
I'm sure because I looked them up and I was like, oh man, that was actually them.
Wait, were they
if
like
I
doing?
known that, I would have missed the other thing that I was
Were
going
they doing
to.
like a showcase or something kind of like?
I think it was Comic-Con.
Expo?
I think it was Comic-Con that week or something.
Comic-Con.
Yeah. So I was there. I was late. I parked in a space that I wasn't supposed to park in. I didn't know that, so there was a boot on my car, and I didn't meet the Ninja Turtles.
What a bad day.
It was a terrible day. Anyway.
It's funny.
Sorry I brought it back to the Ninja Turtles.
All right, number 2.
For me?
Sure.
I've been talking for a while. Order of the Phoenix. Harry Potter.
HP.
Yeah,
O of the P.
Really, any of the Harry Potter movies. But Order of the Phoenix for me.
Why that one?
So it changes. So for me, that number 2 spot is always going to be a Harry Potter movie. But it changes. It shifts between Order of the Phoenix to the Goblet of Fire. And it sometimes goes all the way to the Deathly Hallows, part 1 and 2.
Yeah, Deathly Hallows is it's pretty solid.
Yeah, great movies,
1 and
great
2.
book.
Standalone, not so much. Either one of them.
Yes,
together.
put them together.
4 hours of fun.
Yeah, really good, really good. But yeah, so it will always fluctuate what Harry Potter movie it is, but that will always be my number 2 on this.
My number 2
list.
was already stated. It was Dark Knight.
Ooh,
It made it higher on my list.
it's
Because
good.
I'm a Nolan file. What can I say? I love Christopher
Still
Nolan. I used to say everything he touched turned to gold until I saw Tenet. I didn't like it. For me, it was not good.
So now you could say most
So
things he
blow
touched.
up the internet and tell me why Tenet was good, because I don't think it was. I don't think so. It was just confusing.
Nobody's arguing.
The audio was bad.
I'm not
I didn't
arguing.
like it.
The audio was bad.
The story was weird. The actors stunk it up like a big old pile of poop.
Oh man,
These professional actors were terrible.
what?
Prove me wrong.
You heard him. Prove him wrong. Prove him wrong, internet.
But we were talking about Dark Knight, and Dark Knight was good.
Yeah, Dark Knight.
Well casted.
Wonderful.
Beautifully shot.
We've
I have a
talked-
book that goes into the behind the scenes.
That's pretty good.
Very cool.
Number 1.
Numero uno. We've made it this far.
Should we? Oh man,
Do a
I don't
drum
know.
roll?
Do we do a drum roll? Do we try to reveal it at the same time? I don't know if we got the same one, but
What's my number 1?
I'm pretty confident on my number 1.
I'm very confident of my number 1, but I don't think it's the same one as yours.
Oh, interesting. That it's not even on your list then, if that's the case. Because my number 1.
Should we say it at the same time?
All right.
1, 2, 3.
Rocky
Terminator
4.
2.
Oh man.
Rocky 4. Why did Rocky not? I didn't think of
Rocky
Rocky.
4.
I didn't think of Rocky.
How was it not on your? It was literally like more than anything. We watched
How
the
was
Rocky movies.
not on my list?
Rocky 4 was so good. You've got America versus Russia again.
Wow.
Ivan Drago, one of
Yeah.
the most menacing villains of all time.
That's why this show is great, because we don't Google things. I'm not looking up
And you
best
forgot.
franchises to jog my memory.
just
We're
forgot.
doing these from memory, and
Yeah.
sometimes we forget things.
But-
We're only human, Cameron.
But to me, like whenever I thought of a sequel, Rocky 4 was immediately. It was the first thing in my mind.
Yeah.
And it's
Rocky
because
4 is great. All the Rockies minus Rocky 3 and 5. So Rocky 1, 2, and 4 are
Rocky
great.
3 was fine. It's got Clubber Lang, Mr. T. I pity the fool to try to step to Clubber Lang.
By 3, it's kind of repeating the same gag, and then you kind of get pretty awesome in Rocky 4.
And then by 5, you lost it.
Yeah, all right, you lost me.
You lost me.
And then Rocky Balboa.
But the training
good.
scene in Rocky 4, whenever he like somehow runs
Cameron,
up
the
a
proper
full mountain.
term is a training montage.
Yeah, sorry,
That
the
is a
training
training
montage. He's just in the best shape of his life, Sylvester Stallone. And then
He's
at one
pumping
point,
the roids for
he,
sure.
He gets to the top of the mountain and he's just like, Drago! Which I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Drago. So he was pronouncing it wrong, but he yells that at the top of the mountain. I just want to shout with him.
He's great.
Great movie, though.
Rocky, I don't know how it didn't make my list. I had Terminator 2, which Terminator 2 Judgment Day.
Yeah.
One of the few movies where the sequel is better than the original.
Interesting. Which I guess that was what you were doing here. You were trying to make ones that were better than the
I
original.
don't understand the guidelines. Because Terminator 1, Schwarzenegger is a bad guy. Terminator 2 turns to a good guy. What a twist.
Talk about character development.
And I watched it not too long ago. Holds up.
I haven't watched it in a while. Maybe that's the problem.
Same. Who's the guy that directed Terminator 2?
Arnold Schwarzenegger?
No, he also did Avatar and Titanic. James
Cameron?
Cameron. Your
My
name is
name.
Cameron. Yeah.
You forgot his name?
His movies are epic. There's no way around it.
That's incredible.
So that is
Yeah.
our 5 things. Movies Sequels.
Yes.
That's what he said.
Should we do honorable mentions?
Oh, yeah.
I've got some, and as always, I forgot to write them down on a card. Maybe I just don't want to.
Come on, Cameron.
It's hard to talk about movie sequels without mentioning Weekend at Bernie's 2. I'm kidding.
It's really not.
Yeah, it's not hard at all. I
don't know if I've ever seen Weekend at Bernie's 1 or 2.
Me neither, but the concept of Weekend at Bernie's makes me think that there should not be a Weekend at Bernie's 2.
Yeah, definitely not.
The guy was dead, guys. Yeah, it's very unbelievable, but hey, pop culture wise, it made it big.
What a way to go. Cult classic, as they say.
So here's the last three. I'm just going to fire through them, and you might have one of these on your honorable mentions.
I don't think so.
Thor Ragnarok.
I did write down Thor. Yeah.
Well, you might have two then. Thor Ragnarok is one of the ones that I would say really is better than
the original by far.
The original was not good.
No, yeah, because
I remember thinking
the bar was very low because they didn't.
That was like
if
the
they
first
wouldn't have been in
movies.
like a franchise, Thor probably would not have had a sequel. If it was a standalone thing,
right?
Because it wasn't that good.
Got to make that paper. Got to make that money. They wanted
grubbers.
They wanted to get our money, and you know what? I gave it to them. I watched every single one of those movies. But yeah, Thor Ragnarok was good. Two Towers was amazing. Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings is solid. Solid.
Is that the movie that he goes, potatoes, boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew?
I don't know. Lord of the Rings is almost one movie for me in my brain.
That's how it feels for me, and that's why it didn't really make the list.
Yeah.
And then the last one.
You should pick Two Towers over Return of the King?
I couldn't remember. I like Lord of the Rings. There's just so much walking.
It's a lot of ways.
It's so much
a commitment
travel.
to watching.
It's a commitment, and they're long. And I wish they would just, speed it up. Get to the point. All right.
Develop these characters a little faster.
Which I mean,
Peter.
They're like there's some of the greatest movies of all time, and I'm just like, yeah. We get it. Get to the point,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And then the last one, and I'm surprised it didn't make it onto my list, was Three Ninjas Kick Back.
Yes, Three Ninjas Kick Back.
Three Ninjas Kick Back is just the classic.
Ningenuity.
Yeah. And
a term that made it into our everyday vernacular.
And yet another, I think I've said this every episode. This is yet another moment where I wished to be these people. I thought, I've got two brothers. We do martial arts.
Yeah.
We have ningenuity.
It mirrored our family strangely closely because of even just like the structure of the kids. Like the older one was like tall and lanky. Middle one was the classic middle child. Yeah. Youngest one was...
Wait, was Colt the oldest one of that movie?
I think Colt was the middle one.
Yeah, Colt was the middle one.
We're getting into the weeds.
Are we ever?
Tum Tum, the youngest.
He loved food, and I loved him.
Three Ninjas Kick Back. That should have made my list. Yeah. I just put...
Didn't even make honorable mentions?
I just put Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
That's the only honorable mention.
And then I put Star Wars ? I don't know why I put a question mark, but I was like, I'm questioning... Do I even really like Star Wars?
I would say...
Or is it... Do I like Star Wars in a vacuum? Or is it because everybody else is into it? I think... Yeah, I'll watch it. Anytime I'm trying to go back and watch the old ones, I kind of lose steam. I'm going to be honest.
We watched it on a road trip once, and it was all right.
I guess we got into it.
Yeah, it was all right, because we were brothers watching a movie, but we haven't done a trilogy in a while. For me...
Don't get me wrong. The innovation of the movies and like the special effects and the just pull the story out of the air...
I'm just realizing...
Create this world.
The older I get, the more I realize I'm just not a sci-fi guy. I don't like sci-fi. I don't like the idea of space.
Fantasy?
I don't like the idea of space, the final frontier.
Yeah, sometimes space can be tough.
I just don't like space movies, and Star Wars just happens to be a space movie most of the time until you get to those Ewoks. Cute as the dickens.
I think that's a lot of people hate the Ewoks, though.
Well, forget those people.
But if I were just like your average American, Star Wars... Empire Strikes Back would have made the list because that's culturally everyone agrees that that's like the best sequel of all time.
Yeah, I would say my.
But I don't know.
I'm more of a fantasy kind of guy, which is surprising why I like Lord of the Rings doesn't quite.
Maybe you're not a fantasy guy.
No, I am.
You know something that didn't make our list? Comedy. There's no good comedy sequels.
Literally had Ace Ventura too.
You're right. Maybe I'm thinking about my list.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of a good comedy sequel. I couldn't think of one.
There's not a lot of comedy series.
If you got a comedy sequel, you think you thought of one, drop it in the comments.
Please do, because
send it to us on Instagram or whatever.
Whenever you think of comedy series, it's gonna be in a TV show. Comedy is, if it's long form, It's pretty much reserved for TV shows. Almost.
Anchorman 2.
Which one? They made like 2 totally different movies. For
Anchorman 2 there's a lot of pretty funny jokes.
Yeah, but as not a great story.
No, not a good story.
Yeah.
But I mean, good is relative. Did it make you laugh? Did you have a good time? Maybe it was good.
Depended on which one I was watching, because one of them I liked a lot more than the other one, because I watched both of them. But that's just me.
What a wild ride, Cameron.
I'm glad we got on the ride.
I'm going to try that again. What a wild ride, Cameron.
Yep, I do love horses.
Thanks for joining us.
I'm sorry.
On this trip down cinema history.
And a little bit of memory lane, too.
Yeah, a little bit of memory lane.
We talked about family. Talked about family.
You okay?
No. Fast and the Furious. How did that not get the fact that family is what jogged that for me. It's about family.
I thought about Fast and the Furious when I was thinking about sequels, but then I'm like,
I don't like those.
I know, I'm not really into Fast and the Furious.
Yeah, but hey, I do love family, so maybe I would enjoy it.
All right. Well, until next time, thanks for joining us once again on Two Brothers, Five Things. We'll see you next time.
Are you all right?